breaths in. And last one. Welcome, happy Friday, happy Venusian day. Today we're doing the prayer for the 7 silver flames for Friday, which is the dazzling white flame. It's the flame of Ascension, and it's all about embodying our I am presence into our body. So if you can imagine a dazzling white flame, pure white light, just filling your body, filling all of your energetic bodies. So so your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, and etheric bodies, just really blasting it, and just imagine that flame running all the way through your body and out through to all of those energetic bodies. Sorry, it's been a day for me today, so stuttering and stammering. So I'll try and get through this as quick as possible for you guys, so that keep it nice and short and sweet, I think, today. So the Friday, the flame we're working with is Ascension is the alchemical marriage or divine union of your human self with your I am presence through the process of purification of the misqualification of God's energy throughout your many incarnations. Focus on purifying and clearing all negativity, false beliefs, poor attitudes and habits blocking the manifestation of your spiritual mastery. Fill your auric field and every cell of your physical, mental, emotional, and etheric bodies with this pure white dazzling Ascension flame. In your meditation, do this with all of the rays. It is essential for your spiritual progress. And I love how it's a reminder about our incarnations. Sorry, it's been a day. Incarnations. So it's super important. I think that's the first part of remembering who we are, is to remember that we did incarnate not only on planet Earth, in another form, as another being, maybe as a man, maybe as a woman, maybe as another mammal altogether. And we've also incarnated into many star systems as well, such as Orion, Arcturus, Pleiades and Sirius, and many, many others. So, some of us have got up to 1,000 lifetimes. Our souls are infinite, they're eternal beings, and we're literally having this human experience. So I think having that is a really good reminder that we have many incarnations. And if we, by remembering who we are and integrating that I am presence, we're remembering that the I am presence is everything. So it actually includes all of even our aspects of self that is associated with ascended masters, archangels. And, if you look at, we're connected to our ancestors seven generations back and 7 generations forward. We have a spirit team there as well that are also in that I am presence as well, So, and we've got a lot. And once we integrate all of that and we realize and bring them all back to ourselves, we can really get the guidance that is needed. And there's so much guidance that they want to send us, but if we don't acknowledge who they are, if we don't acknowledge an archangel, for example, and accept them as part of ourselves, we're not going to accept the messages that they have for us. So what's really coming through strongly this week is that there have been many messages, and I'll just give you an example. Messages are infinite. There's so many. If we stay present and listen and look and have eyes to see and ears to hear, we will hear and see those messages. They can come in forms of numbers, feathers, animals. They even come through different people that we associate with in terms of friends, family members, acquaintances that will actually channel for us. So this is the example I want to give you is the other day I was filling up my car with fuel, and I was going to pay a certain amount and then got a discount, and it went down to $7.77. So it was $77.70, and there was bang, 3 sevens, angel number. And I thought, okay, so this is interesting. And I got talking to the guy behind the counter, and I said, 777 is the heaven on earth codes. It's bringing in source consciousness down to earth. Basically, it's that 7. So it's bringing it all down to earth and grounding it right in. And I said, just said that it's our way of getting messages from source. And So anyhow, so that happened that night, and then the next day, we were just talking about all sorts of things, and then she said, "Oh, I meant to tell you, last night something came in, a message came in for me," and she said, "Oops, sorry, I just missed that." She said, "That's an alarm." She said, "I had a message for you." And then she explained what it was. And it was a really important message, actually. And I'm really glad she said it because it resonated so deeply. And it was something that I too had a message about not long ago. So literally that 777 the night before was actually giving me the heads up that I was going to receive a message from Source. And I didn't know how it was going to be received, but the next morning it was received through my friend. And so she literally was able to tell me what she had heard, and I could straight away confirm it. I mean, obviously, when it comes to people, you know, there's lots of people in your field that are going to be really clear channels. There's also going to be some people that are distorted. So use your own discernment. Now, the message that I got straight away resonated, and I'd had the same message anyhow. So I knew what she was saying was bingo. It was bang on. It was exactly what I needed to hear, and it was exactly what I needed moving forward with something that's really big for me at the moment in my life. I've got something going on that requires lots of paperwork, legalities and stuff like that. Nothing untoward, but it is an important aspect of the piece of the puzzle. And so this was then given to me. So yeah, it was a reminder to do XYZ, which I now know, to look at as well. So signs and synchronicities are all around us, and they're there they're there every second of every day as well, you know, and if we are present enough to see them. And the one way obviously is to be still and be present with ourselves. Another way is to really get rid of toxins. That's a big one. So, you know, alcohol is going to blur that for you. Drugs is going to blur that. Too much medication is going to blur that. I've spoken into medications before, and as you guys, if you know me, you know that I only ever subscribe to medications for 6 months. And then I, from my own experience and from what I've heard from some very highly professional doctors and psychiatrists and all those people, they all have said to me, 6 months is what you need on medication, and then you wean yourself off because you've given the tools and techniques that you need to be able to live a really good life without the medication. So big disclaimer, I'm not telling you to come off medication or anything like that, but I just would like you to be mindful. Look at the side effects of the medications as well. So they can really blur your mind, and along with alcohol, along with drugs, obviously, along with smoking, any toxins, household cleaners. You know, the cleaner you can live, the clearer your channel is going to be, and you'll be able to receive a lot more messages. So yeah, it's a reminder just to, if that's what you're wanting, you want clear messages and you want to be fully connected to Source, removing a lot of toxins is paramount. So prayer for self-love and for ascension. From the Lord God of my being, I am that I am, I decree, I have love for my journey into my ascension. I have compassion for all physical and emotional pain I still need to heal. I give thanks that I am now healing the past and resurrecting the future. As a master of divine expression walking the earth, I now turn on the light of my divinity. I now activate and transform my DNA to its 5th dimensional potential. I now choose to completely heal and rejuvenate my physical body. I choose to remain happy, harmonious, and grateful. I claim the mastery that is mine to manifest my freedom. I allow my divinity to manifest in a most wondrous way. I give thanks that it is done according to God's holy will. I call for shafts of ascension light to blaze through me daily and hourly, and so be it, beloved I am. Recommended to say 3 times. There's another one I want to share with you too. So Ascension, this is affirmations. So please DM me if you want a copy of either or both. I am a fountain of youth and eternal purity. I am the fullness of my Christ victory. I am one with the heart of God. I am the purity of love. I am the purity of the resurrection flame. I am the purity of the healing flame. I am the purity of the ascension flame. I am the purity of all my desires. I am the purity of all my thoughts and feelings. I am the purity of my intentions. I am the purity of all my chakras. I am the purity of love in physical form. I am God in action in all that I do. I am the fulfillment of my ascension in the light. I claim my freedom and victory in the light now. And that's also something that you can say 3 times. So I'm going to say it on behalf of us. My storage has been running really low, so I'm going to, risk it. I'm going to say it again. I am a fountain of youth and eternal purity. I am the fullness of my Christ victory. I am one with the heart of God. I am the purity of love. I am the purity of the resurrection flame. I am the purity of the healing flame. I am the purity of the ascension flame. I am the purity of all my desires. I am the purity of all my thoughts and feelings. I am the purity of my intentions. I am the purity of all my chakras. I am the purity of love in physical form. I am God in action in all I do. I am the fulfillment of my ascension in the light. I claim my freedom and victory in the light now. I am a fountain of youth and eternal purity. I am the fullness of my Christ victory. I am one with the heart of God. I am the purity of love. I am the purity of the resurrection flame. I am the purity of the healing flame. I am the purity of the ascension flame. I am the purity of all my desires. I am the purity of all my thoughts and feelings. I am the purity of my intentions. I am the purity of all my chakras. I am the purity of love in physical form. I am God in action in all I do. I am the fulfillment of my ascension in the light. I claim my freedom and victory in the light now. So it's a really good affirmation, and it's actually by Archangel Gabriel. So Archangel Gabriel, as I was mentioning earlier in the piece, he or she, they're neither or neither. So he or she is a part of our oversoul. So that archangel is a part of you. So if you can accept Archangel Gabriel into your life and accept that prayer of affirmations, it's just powerful. So I'm just seeing, I did write down a few other things. Obviously, I am pretty sure I mentioned it in this video. So we've got, signs and synchronicities all the time with birds, feathers, etc. And even people that you meet. Just even conversations. Sometimes you'll have a conversation with someone and they'll say something and it's just what you needed to hear because God is channeling through them. Obviously, use your discernment as well, all the time. It's super important. You can do a muscle test for that, or a pendulum test for that, or a body pendulum test for that. Obviously, getting into your own space is one of the best ways is through journaling. And, if you have a nice quiet moment, just, grab a candle, some incense, get your journal out. So pen and piece of paper, connect to your higher self, connect to God's source, connect down all the way down to Mother Earth's crystalline grid, bring in that column of light, that ascension column, so that you're sitting in your beautiful pillar of light, and then you can journal away and ask, dear higher self, please write to me or through me what I need to know in this now moment. And it's a really powerful way of just finding out exactly what your soul wants you to know in the moment. And also you can ask questions in regard to different things that are coming in and out of your life. So it's a great journal prompt to be able to then just do some automatic writing with that and see what wants to come through. So I think I've touched on what I wanted to touch on. I'm running low of storage on my phone, so I need to do a deep deletion this weekend. So so just wanted to try and fit everything in today. And I'm going to really push my luck here because I'm going to actually pull a card for you guys. I don't know, I just feel called to pulling a card. This is from the Rose Oracle deck. So I just thought, let's see what wants to come through in terms of some wisdom. I'll just ask for some wisdom for this weekend, please, for the collective, especially for the Rose Code collective, please. So obviously, a collective consciousness is a group of beings that are of the same consciousness or similar consciousness, and we all resonate in that consciousness. So when I connect to the consciousness of a group, That's where I'm connecting, and that's why a lot of the messages you'll find will resonate. So I'm connecting to my soul family, basically my soul tribe's consciousness, and obviously with the Rose Code, you guys are part of my soul family, and so yeah, there will be a lot more of us in the world. So yeah, I'm connecting to all of us in the world, and also us here in the Rose Code, and to see what wants to come through. And the grandmothers want to come through. Oh, that's so interesting. I can't remember if I captured it on this video. I hope I did. The grandmothers. But I actually mentioned, I think it was in this video, about being connected 7 generations back and 7 generations forward. So, you know, you were a seed in your mum's ovaries when she was in your grandma's womb. So, you know, you can really see the connection there, that we're all connected. And literally, you know, what's happening in our lives is can be replicated in our grandparents' lives. So the more healing that we do, and the more self-love we can give ourselves, the more we come back to wholeness for ourselves, we can then offer that to our ancestors, and going backwards and also going forward. So our children then get to also benefit from all the healing that we've done. So the grandmothers, remember your roots, perspective, and trust the weavings. So it's a really good reminder there to to trust the synchronicities, to trust the signs, trust what's happening, what you're seeing in your reality. Obviously, always using discernment, but do try and open your mind where possible. Like if you're feeling like a resistance to anything, it's a good invitation to really lean in and maybe journal on the resistance. Like journal on, why do I feel this way about XYZ? Like, why do I feel this way about connecting with Archangel Gabriel, for example? Or why do I feel this way about, you know, connecting to, that's Maxie, my dog, someone's home. Why do I feel this way about anything? So, you know, if you're having a resistance to anything, especially spirituality, we've got so many programs that have really like blocked us from accessing our spirituality, and I've had to do years and years of work to really, like, you know, get rid of all of that and then come into that alignment, and, you know, where I can just be connected to my higher self. And I know that I've embodied a lot of it, and, you know, there's still more work to do, but I really trust that I'm being guided by my higher self. Sometimes I don't even have to think of what to do. I just know that, you know, what I'm doing is actually being like a direction and guided from my higher self. It's quite profound, and it's really, it's so helpful when you are like embodying your higher self. So if you can just connect to your higher self every day and ask to be guided by your higher self, just watch what happens. It's actually really cool fun, and you find that your life is so easy, like easeful, and yeah, things flow, and you meet really cool people that you resonate with. So yeah, and I always tap on my third eye and I would say, connecting to my higher self, guide me today, and just watch what happens. All right, I'm going to go to the grandmothers. Let's see what comes through. ST, the grandmothers. Oh shit, I bet you it's under G. It's under G. I'm going to stop and come back to you. The grandmothers. So here's a card. This is for the weekend. Some guidance for the weekend for us. Remember your roots, perspective, trust the weavings. The rose was here long before you and me, and long before humanity itself. She holds within her the rememberings of civilizations past, and then roots that reach back for millions of years and hold the codes of creation. They carry within them the songs of the ancient grandmothers of the earth. Can you hear their song? When this card appears in a spread, it's an invitation to reach all the way back, to go forward, to reach your roots deep, to soar high. The ancient grandmothers are calling for you to remember the wisdom of your ancestry long before colonialism severed so much that's sacred, before the rise and fall of empires and entire civilizations, all the way back to the origins of humanity. They're calling you to play your part in this time of healing, to heal and integrate what you've inherited in your ancestral line. It's not personal. These are changing, healing times that we came here for, to reconnect and reach all the way back to our original mother, and to see our role as the ancestors of those who are yet to come, to remain grounded and rooted in your life so that no matter how rocky things get, you always know that you are home. So that's really nice. Rose transmission. I reach my roots all the way back to go forward. I call upon the sacred strength and support of my ancestors who did not forget to be with me now. I acknowledge the difficulties and what's coming up to be healed, and I do so for all who are yet to come. So yeah, I love the synchronicity of that one, because I was just literally talking about 7 generations back, 7 generations forward, and the grandmothers have come out just to clarify that, to really to work with our healed ancestors, you know, making sure we're always tapping into our healed ancestors and the ancestors of the highest vibration. And you know, to do that really simply is just to actually connect to your higher self, because then you know straight away when you're connecting to your higher self and your oversoul network, that's the all-knowing, all-loving aspect of yourself. So you know straight away you're tapping into, you know, high frequencies, because that's the God self. So yeah, I hope this helped, and wishing you a beautiful Friday, the rest of it, if you're in Australia, and beautiful Friday for the rest of the world in the Northern Hemisphere, and also a beautiful weekend. But I will be back tomorrow, so with something, with Saturday's prayer, and maybe a card from the Water Oracle deck, also by Rebecca Campbell. So this is the rose one, but I'll do one by Rebecca Campbell with the Water Oracle tomorrow. So yeah, sending you lots of love, and I hope you got something out of this. I hope something resonated, and leave comments. Let me know how you're going with journaling. Let me know how you're doing and how you're feeling. Love to hear back from you, and we can get a dialogue going, and you know, to see what's coming up for you, and we can maybe share with the group as well what's coming up for everybody, so we can all learn from one another and really push forward with some progress in terms of connections, and you know, really tapping in a clear way with our channels. So yeah, all the very best, guys. Talk to you soon. Lots of love.